What's cracking? This is Jimbo's footage. This is Payalo.
This is Goldie.
What's up, Mr. Criminal? It's your homeboy Steven Lou.
It's your homeboy Ricardo giving a shout
Yo,
out.
what's cracking? It's me, Alvino.
This is Veronica.
It's Monica from Atlanta, Georgia.
Calling in from the San Fernando Valley.
Calling from Montebello.
Already on Winter Boulevard every
Yeah.
weekend.
Out from Denver, Colorado.
From South Central Los Angeles.
Supporting
We live,
Crime
baby.
Family Entertainment.
Yeah.
Family Network podcast.
Episode number 3.
Network
That way.
Podcast.
Support the new Crime Family Network podcast.
I support Crime Family Entertainment.
And I'm supporting the Crime Family Network podcast.
2023, Mr. Criminal live on air. We got a motherfucking young legend in the building tonight.
Oh man.
Make some motherfucking noise for the homeboy, young drummer boy.
Yes sir, man.
How you feeling tonight, my G?
Man, I'm feeling great. Blessed, bro. You feel me?
Hell yeah. How was the ride over here?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's around the way and shit, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, right around the way.
Hell yeah. We want to welcome you. We're going to pull you up right now and make it official.
Yes,
but
sir.
We're going to get into this intro as we usually do. Shout out to everybody all around the world tapping in, subscribing. The likes are going up. The views are going up. We're making some statements for the culture. The last few weeks has been amazing. Shout out to everybody that's been showing support. Shout out to the homies Young Dopey and King Lil G squashing their beef live on the podcast. We're making history. Critical.
What up, my boy?
Episode number 3, homie. We here.
Let's go.
Crime Family Entertainment live. The motherfucking podcast. Yeah. Hey, Critical.
What's up, bro?
How you feeling today, my G?
I'm feeling amazing, bro. How about you?
Man, I'm cool, but I was seeing some bullshit on the Instagram today.
What you got?
Everybody's going crazy about some shit we were talking about. You
Is
want
that
to address it?
$14.99?
What? $14.99.
$14.99?
What is it?
For $14.99, you get verified now.
That's crazy. They're copying the Twitter, the Elon Musk, the blue verification shit for $8.99. Who's getting a better deal, Twitter or Instagram? Which one you fucking with?
Man, I got both.
You got both, huh? I feel bad right now for the motherfuckers that pay G's for their verification.
Oh, man. $5,000, $10,000 to get verified?
Man, I was hearing people, when I got verified like 3-4 years ago, people were tapping in like, yo, how much did you pay for that shit? I'm like, I didn't pay shit.
That's right, my boy.
But I hear motherfuckers were breaking the bank for that shit, so my bad to the homies that paid for that shit, and that shit's now $14.99, but it is what it is. You can get that shit's cheaper than a Carl's Jr. combo shit. I went to the Carl's Jr. I got a number 4 the other day. That shit was like $20 with tax and everything. I was like, what the fuck is going on out here? But yeah, This is how we do it. 2023 Crime Family Entertainment. We got motherfucking young drummer boy in the building. How you feeling today, my G?
Man, it's always a blessing to be alive, bro. You know what I'm saying? Every day is something new and shit. You
Hell
feel?
yeah. What you working on right now? What you got in the chamber? What you got cracking?
We on tour right now and shit, you know what I'm saying? Me again, Stim just dropped the shit, you feel me? Not too long ago, so you know what I mean, we on the road. We in the van, you know what I'm saying? We hitting all these different cities and shit. It's dope. Getting
Hell
a lot
yeah.
of love and shit.
What are the first spots that you guys have been hitting? What are you guys hitting? Like, what's the locations that get that first love?
I mean, you know what I mean? It's all the hot spots, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where all the Chicanos are out there and shit, feel me?
Yeah.
You know, we was just in Albuquerque. We was in Arizona, you know what I'm saying? Out there in Mesa. Shit. A few different spots, bro. You know what I mean? We got Oxnard. We just did Oxnard. Oxnard went up.
805 in the house.
Yeah, that shit go up, bro.
Yeah, they be supporting out there like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite places to perform in the world? Like, what's been one of your most memorable performances?
You know, believe it or not, bro, like some of the shit that really, really goes up is like out there in Oregon and shit.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Oregon's a motherfucking spot.
Right?
Yeah.
You go to them little spots like Hillsboro and shit, Hillsboro, fucking Salem. You know what I'm talking
Medford.
about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they go crazy, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a different type of energy and shit. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful thing, bro. So sitting here with you,
Yeah.
I seen the rise being in the game. I had the privilege to be in the front seat as an artist and producer myself. I got to see young drummer boys rise. It was a beautiful thing. Obviously, I'm gonna speak on a little bit of the history. I know a lot of your homies from your neighborhood.
Right.
Since the early '90s, I know a lot of the homies. And it's a beautiful thing to see somebody from the soil make it out of the P-Town. That's a beautiful thing. Something about the P-Town, it brews a different type of swag, a different type of homie. Like, speak on that shit.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's Pomona.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We bred like that, you know. It's a little different, you know what I mean? Demeanor, different swagger that we got about ourselves and shit. And you know, Sugar Free, man, come on, you know what I'm saying? He put that, you know, that pimp player shit out.
Straight up.
So, you know what I mean? We grew up banging shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, definitely the people we be around and shit, you feel me? So, you know, I know you know the culture out there.
Hell yeah.
It's like its own little world and shit.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? So
It's live, it's active, and it's cracking in the
yeah.
P-Town. Yeah.
I mean,
Shout
you
out to
can
all the
find
P-Towns.
anything you need, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
You know, so
Hell yeah.
you know, that's kind of, you know, the upbringing in Pomona and shit, you know what I mean? I keep that dear and near to my heart and shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
So
What was the first time that you heard a hip hop artist out of Pomona? Like, when did you realize somebody from your city was doing it as a youngster?
shit, the first people I knew of was like Above the Law, Cocaine, Sugar Free.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the shit we would be outside gang banging too.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
As far as like, you know what I'm saying, underground artists, you know, I wasn't really in tune with it, bro. Back then I didn't even know if I wanted to rap yet. I was just, you know what I'm saying, just doing just regular hood shit, dog. You know what I mean? Nothing too special, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Sugar Free, Cocaine, you know what I mean? Like that was a sound, you know what I'm saying?
Now, Above the Law,
Yeah.
Sugar Free, Cocaine, and now Young Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie, homie. No disrespect to the other culture, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
right.
it's a proud thing to say, and I'm going to speak on it because I know the numbers.
Right.
That the number one artist from Pomona right now is a homie. You got
Yeah.
the biggest numbers. You got the most streams, straight up. Can't lie, you know what I'm saying? How does that feel growing up to the other homies, like, you know, seeing that and wishing someday you could be in those shoes to now carrying the flag for your city?
I mean, it's a great feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't lie to you, it's a great feeling knowing that, you know what I'm saying, I'm waving that flag real high and shit, but, you know what I mean, every day, it's you know, we in a constant race and shit, so it's rare that you get those times to actually sit back and be like, yeah, I did that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, with anything, you feel me?
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, if anybody's gonna wave that flag from Pomona and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's me out there, you know what I mean?
Man, it's all you. You got
You know
that.
what I mean? Shout out to the youngsters out there doing it though. There's some youngsters out there getting it cracking and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's important for us to keep that alive and shit, cause you know, Pomona's Pomona. We LA County babies, but you know what I mean? Pomona's definitely,
That's
you know what I
what it
mean?
is. That's what it
you
is.
know, it's something to be proud of and shit, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know all my homies from the P-Town with it, and I got nothing but love for the homies out there. It's just something in the water out there, homie. It just makes a different type of homie for sure.
Something in the water.
Nah, for sure,
Oh,
for
God.
sure. I was gonna ask you, homie, so Young Drummer Boy,
Yeah.
when was the moment that you were birthed? When was the moment that you knew this was for you? When did you know that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Damn, that's a heavy question.
It's a real one.
That's a heavy question. You know, we dabbled in music since we was young, and me and my little cousin, I started off producing and shit, you know what I'm saying? I was making beats. And my little cousin was rapping and shit, and you know what I mean? Back then it was just nothing, but it was all about the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was all about enemies and you know what I mean, fuck the other side, and you know, type shit, you know what I mean? And then my little cousin had went away, you know what I'm saying? They took 4 of the homies. They took 4 of the homies at once, you know what I'm saying? All of them got them football numbers, bro, you know what I'm saying? And my cousin was part of that, you know? And it wasn't until then, like I really, you know, my brother Smokey was like, look, bro, you're gonna either be in the streets and you're gonna be, you know, end up just like, you know what I mean, the homies and shit, or you're gonna do something else. Like, what is it you gonna do? If you're gonna do music, you gotta hit it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, you know, so he took me out the streets, he put me into, you know what I mean, because back then we was, you know how it is, dog, we sleeping in the neighborhood, we sleeping at different homies' houses, we sleeping anywhere we can. Sometimes we in the bandos with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, dog. We sleeping in rides as long as we in the neighborhood and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it wasn't all about, you know what I mean? I think people get this twisted sometimes too. When we in the neighborhood and as, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, as a gang, as a family, it wasn't just all about, you know what I mean, fuck the other side. Like we ain't on missions every day. It was actually us being together, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was together as a family, you know what I'm saying? Those are my homies. Those are people that you know what I mean, I had fun with every day and shit. And yeah, the gangbanging came along with it and shit, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying, it wasn't all just murder type shit, you feel me? Like that's my family, you know what I mean? So when my people get taken away and you know what I mean, they're gone for life, you know what I'm saying, they're given a life sentence, you know what I mean, you feel that different type of pain, which I know, you know, a lot of motherfuckers can relate to and shit, you know. And then when the music came along, you know, my brother had put me up and he had bought me my first beat machine and shit, and then we just started kind of like gassing it from there, bro. Just, you know what I mean, just I was making beats. We rented out like a little spot in a business park, and then we kind of built out a studio in there. That's where it started, you know what I'm saying, and where I really started like getting, you know, serious about music and shit, you know what I mean. But you and I know that it didn't happen overnight, dog. So, you know what I mean, it ain't till 6-7 years later until, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers really started making statements and shit, you know what I'm saying?
And what would you say was the moment that crossed you over, that where you felt that statement was being made? Like, when was the moment, the actual trigger that got pulled?
Well, actually, I mean, when it came to me doing my shit, I think it's when I found my sound. When I found me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that is really important when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you hear a lot of music out here, and you see a lot of people switching their sound. You know what I mean? To try to fit in with what's going on right now, which makes sense in a business standpoint, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean, back then, when I found my sound was that West Coast sounding beats and shit, you know, that with that heavy, you know what I'm saying, with the heavy bass lines and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we put out the Talk About Me record. And then Talk About Me was like, man, I had just caught a case of shit, so I was really feeling, you know what I'm saying, I was feeling like, you know what I mean, you know, I was real distraught, like I needed to do something, you know what I'm saying? So we put out Talk About Me. You know, and I think I kick it off with like, they try to hit me with a felony ×2. Hit up my lawyer, he told me, what you gonna do? I said, blow up, you know what I'm saying? So that was the first video that got me my first 1 million views on my own and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then from there, it was just like, we gotta hit the second, you know what I'm saying? And the third. And, you know, we had a lot of support and shit, and you know what I'm saying? They just kept running up, bro.
And it came from a place of real struggle, some shit that you were really dealing with.
I was really dealing with this shit, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes to go sit up, you know what I'm saying? Nobody likes to, you know what I mean, motherfuckers was broke and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, once that shit started taking off, it was just like a whole different world for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when that happened, did you feel like pressure, or did you feel like relief? Did you feel like, okay, now it's time, I gotta keep this shit going? Or do you feel like relief, like, okay, now I finally got something I could do? Like, what was the emotion? Like, how did you feel?
The emotion was like, I felt like I could do it now.
Yeah.
Now I could do it. You know what I'm saying? The pressure didn't come till later.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that moment, I was like, oh yeah, we got this.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was so easy to me, because I was just being myself. I wasn't trying to create this sound, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, we wasn't going for certain, you know what I mean, drum patterns and shit, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that, you know what I mean, it sounds like it's supposed to sound and shit. I was just like, man, now I need some West Coast shit.
Yeah.
That shit, and then we hitting it off with that gangster talk.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, it felt more like easy, you know what I'm saying, just to drop shit like that. And the fans were receiving it, bro. They were really fucking with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
And you guys were creating a new sound, I would say, at that time when you were coming in, you were starting to really pop off.
Right.
There was a couple artists around that time that I feel like you guys were creating a whole new sound.
Yeah.
Like not the traditional Chicano rap sound. You guys were adding a whole new swag, a whole new beat pattern, a whole different delivery, a whole different type of cadence.
Right.
Yeah.
If I, you know what I'm saying, if I would have, you know, I don't talk about it much, but, you know what I'm saying, if I were to say who started changing the sound of, like, I don't even know what to call it, but, you know, the new Chicano rap, the new Mexican artists making music and shit, you know what I'm saying, new generation, it's only a handful.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That really started switching over and shit and capturing, you know what I'm saying, a different sound and shit. You feel me?
And that takes a lot of confidence because creating something new and getting away from something that's already working in a genre takes balls, homie. And I give you guys a lot of credit for that, you know? Because at first, I'm not going to lie, at first I was like, oh shit, this is new, but I was trying to think like, is this shit going to gravitate? Is this shit really going to take off? And then boom, that motherfucking shit just went, you know what I'm saying?
It did.
Yeah.
But see, your shit always been smacking for you. You was doing some different shit. Your patterns, your rhyme patterns and shit was always different.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, what I was used to hearing and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm like, you know, you was one of the pioneers for sure, dog, you know what I'm saying, when it came to doing this shit, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
You know, because, you know, when it's us and when we talk about Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, you know, we all know the Mexicans that came before us, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Somebody they could act like they don't know. You know what I mean? They could pretend like they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Any new generation coming up, but we know.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, homie.
You know, so it's like, yeah, man, we were just out there doing what felt right and shit, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, bro, it's just a fucking blessing that, you know what I'm saying, this shit caught on and that, you know, the fans really fuck with us heavy.
Yeah.
'Cause they fuck with us heavy.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So would you consider yourself, being that you started on the beat machines and all that behind the scenes,
Right.
and then you were able to transition to an artist and actually take off and become very successful,
Right.
would you consider yourself now in this point in your career still a producer / artist, or would you consider yourself more an artist? Like, have you taken more of the backseat role in the production?
I can't call myself a producer because I know what it takes to be a producer, though. I know, because I was in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's waking up every day making beats. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of grind.
It's all grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, there was times where that I'm not doing no more. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to sleep making a beat, wake up and hear what was, you know, was going on. Excited to hear that beat the next morning type shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the love for being a producer is it's two different types of loves, dog, because it's two different types of work.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like hella. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? With my beats and shit, we done hit millions and millions of views, you know what I'm saying, off my beats and shit that I ain't even rapped on. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? To say that I accomplished that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when it came to the rapping side, man, for me, you do a hell of a good job, dog. But for me, like, I had to like pick one.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a lot of hassle.
It's a lot, bro. You feel me? You know? So, you know what I mean? You know, I still dabble. I still dabble in it. You know what I mean? You know, I got a team. Shout out to, you know, Produced by 100. That's my dog right there. You know, a couple beat makers around me. If we in the studio and we working on an album and shit, you know, I throw some keys in there. I might change some patterns and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm out here with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, that's all y'all. You feel me?
Your focus changed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause you know, when you got that producer shit in you, bro, you automatically hear how the hi-hats are supposed to sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard to sit on the couch.
Yeah,
you're like, fuck, you want to throw in a little input.
Yeah, on God, you know what I mean? So.
But it's a dope thing to have producers work for you. Like I could speak on my experience having Critical right here.
Right.
You able to focus on an artist. You able to go a lot further because your focus is so deep into being an artist, and then you're able to really, really, really narrow in all your targets of what you're trying to hit.
Right.
And it's just a different type of pocket that you start getting. So it's actually a blessing to have a team like that. So shout out to your producer too, you know?
Yeah, nah, for real.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would have been hard to do without him.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot of dope producers though, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of homies like Lil O, E Bless Me, Cypress, a lot of motherfuckers that I've done worked with and shit, you know what I'm saying? They just set shit in.
Hell yeah.
You know, either they send shit in or we go sit down in the studio. But it's good to get sounds from everywhere because that inspires me and shit. Like, there's some songs that I probably would have never made if it wasn't for the producer that we went and actually took time to make to meet up with and then hear his beats and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Those songs wouldn't have came around like Bitch Please with me and Stupid Young. I probably would have never came out. We done made big ass hits. You know what I'm saying? What we consider hits and shit. You feel me? You know what I mean? And that wouldn't have came along if we didn't, you know, branch out and fuck with the, you know what I'm saying, the different LA sounds that are out there right now and shit. You feel
Hell
me?
yeah, that's a dope thing. As far as the moment where you felt that your life changed, homie, because this shit's life changing. When
Right.
you really put in your heart, it's life changing from the moment you know you want to do it, because you got people doubting you all around and you really got to push.
Right.
There's like different layers you got to break through, right? When you broke through that layer, when you knew you made it, when you became a household name in our culture, when did you realize that? When was the moment that you actually like, fuck, we did this. This hard work done paid off.
You know what it was? When I was able to buy that first apartment
Yeah,
that I bought for my baby mama and my son, that's all that music did it.
that's amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? When you able to go and buy your little whips and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Even though it sounds like material shit, dog, but, you know, there was times that me, my baby mama, and my son were living in a Motel 6 and shit.
Yeah.
So to be able to go and be like, look, you know what I'm saying, pull up to, you know what I'm saying, baby mama's mom's house with a brand new whip with a bow on it for
Wow.
baby mama.
That's hard as fuck.
Come on.
Congratulations. to
You know what I'm
that,
saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's a different feeling. I think that would be my best way to explain it, because you already know, dog. You know what I mean? When it comes to people like us that are just constantly working and constantly trying to put out shit, it's hard to be like, yeah, sit back and be like, we did it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like never over. You know what I mean?
It's never over. The
You know what I
moment
mean?
you do that is when you start getting forgot about.
Right.
Because these youngsters out here, they're running laps and they ain't playing no
Oh, yeah,
games.
they ain't
They
playing.
want these spots, homie.
Yeah, yeah.
And they need them. You know what I'm saying? They're hungry for that shit.
Yeah,
So if
you know
you
what
ain't
I'm
out
saying?
here competing, you're going to get ate up real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's on everything.
So it's a dope thing to see you've been doing your thing for years. And to keep the transition going and to keep the videos cracking and to keep the 100,000 in a month popping and
Right.
knowing that you're still hitting these millions. It's like knowing that you don't let your foot off the gas is
Yeah.
definitely paying off. What do you think it's gonna take for the West Coast to have a Latin rap artist that's gonna go mainstream and global? Like, what's holding us back as a culture? What's holding us back as artists? What is it?
Oh, that's the question right there.
That's what we need to figure out.
That's been the question for years, though. You know that.
Yeah,
You
it
know what I'm
is.
saying?
It's not an easy one.
Hell nah. It's been the question for as long as I've been rapping. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to pinpoint, bro, because, you know, we make music for the streets, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think I don't want to fuck this up,
Nah,
but
you're good.
I think I I spoke about it a little bit when we was talking to, it was DJ Head and Chuck Dizzle, on one of the interviews I did. It's like we make music for the streets, we make music for our homies, you know what I'm saying? But the industry wants music for the world, bro. They want shit for, you know, globally, you know what I'm saying? And there was some artists that able to touch on that, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're able to touch on places that we ain't able to touch on and shit like that, but you know what I mean? It's just some bridges that we just haven't hit yet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to be honest, if that means that I have to do some shit that's way out of my character, like, I don't even want it, dog.
That's when it don't make sense
Yeah,
anyways.
you know what I mean?
Because you still got to look in the mirror. You still got to pull up on your homies and beat
Right,
them.
right.
Like, dog, this wasn't what we were signed up for. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Like, the business is the business, right? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, once you really jump into this music thing full throttle, you're going to understand the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to understand, you know what I'm saying, how important it is to keep your originality and keep that core fan base. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? To just go out of pocket and make some crazy, like, outlandish shit, hoping that shit'll hit, you know what I'm saying, and take you globally, then, you know, I don't know. I think that's something that I wouldn't be able to do myself, but to the motherfucker that does and is able to, you know, take it there, man, you know what I'm saying, he got my full support. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Especially, you know what I'm saying, if he raza and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, run with it, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just a lot of different shit, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. But that's a question, though, right there, bro.
You bring up the hustle, and I think that's very important to bring up because the business side of it. A lot of artists don't got that. They got talent. A lot of people in this world got talent.
Right.
But they don't got the wherewithal to push their shit. They don't got the knowledge or the fire in their cora to really get out there and be like, rep that shit like we repped our hoods. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
think that that's something that separates people that are successful like you and me compared to some people that are very talented and they're just like couch warriors. I mean, these motherfuckers
Right.
be sitting there and expect the world to come to them with talent.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that we're lacking as a culture. I think that the more we get business minded, the more we educate ourselves on the streaming side, on the whole aspect of demographics and the analytics and all the shit that people don't want to learn, the hard parts.
The hard parts.
That's when the shit's gonna make
The
sense.
parts that make you stress out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, oh God, yeah, that's you know what I'm saying? Not to knock anything down, but when I'm speaking from personal experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I came in the game and we actually started touching some money, you know what I'm saying? It was we touched the money, but we was spending it on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I went out by the Benz and you know what I mean? I started, you know, getting chained up and all that shit. And over the years, bro, I noticed that, you know what I'm saying, with getting this knowledge about the business side and you know, having people on payroll, you know what I'm saying, and having to take care of, you know, you being the person responsible for another man's family and shit, you know, because anybody that works for you, you know what I'm saying, you're responsible to be paying them. So I got to keep up to pay them so they could be up. You feel me? So I felt like my experience, I was out there, I would say competing in a type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all got changed. Okay, we got changed too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys got a new bench. We got a new bench. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and this game does that to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It makes you, it's easy to make you want to compete with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? If I would have gone back, if I could go back, you know what I'm saying? Instead of buying that first Benz and doing all this shit and doing all that, I would have got my credit up 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I would have had money ready for a down payment on a pad 5-6 years ago and shit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know, but it takes that time to evolve and to learn and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I can say now, you know what I mean, that, you know, motherfucker got good credit. You know what I'm saying? I just bought my first house off of music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
You know, mom's is taken care of. You know what I mean? My family's taken care of and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have knew how the business moves and the right place to make and how to spend my money back then, I think I would have been further, you know what I'm saying, along the process, which just took me a little longer, but we got there anyways type shit.
You know, it's dope that you got there, and I congratulate you and I salute you, homie, and I'm super proud of you, homie.
Hell yeah.
But I would say I could relate, and I think that we're all guilty of this in a way, and it's nothing that it's our fault.
Right.
But being the fact that I'm first generation.
All right.
So I don't know about you, but I'm first generation, right? Both my parents came here. So being the fact that they were survivors,
Yeah.
they got here just trying to make it, just trying to survive, just trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep food on the table. You feel me?
Yeah.
Foreign country, don't even know the language type of shit.
Yeah.
You can't really, we didn't have the teachings, homie. Like who was putting us on? You know what I'm saying? Nobody was teaching us financial guidance. Nobody was teaching us how to invest in properties like the white families. They come from that shit. They come from many years of it. So I think that our culture, we're still young in that, and we're still learning, and it's gonna be our generations that teach the next generation, and we're setting the example so the next few generations will be like, okay, this is what we do. You feel me?
Yeah,
So,
that's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was lucky enough to, you know, my brother Smokey, you know what I mean? Shout out to Smokes and shit. He was real business oriented once he got out of YA and shit. You know what I'm saying? He did a little string right there and shit. But you know, he told me how important money was. You know what I'm saying? So he was good at you know what I'm saying, at putting me in those positions and trying and keeping my mind focused on that. But you're right, like, you know what I'm saying? Like even me and him, you know, my brother Smokes is like, we didn't know exactly what we was doing with the bread, you know, when the bread was coming in, you know, but it took years for us to learn that because we didn't have somebody to show us and just be like, yo, this is what you need to do and this is where this money needs to go, and you know what I mean, this is how you start a business and this is how woo. This is all shit we had to learn, you know what I mean? And now my brother Smokey's sitting on a multi-million-dollar business, you know what I'm saying? All on, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. Shout out to Gallon Termite and Pest Control and shit. That
Hell
motherfucker, that fool running it up, man. You know what I'm
up.
saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, super, man.
Hell yeah.
You know, and, you know, for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, the blessings that been coming my way because of music, man, it's just, it's different, but it's that road you have to take that road sometimes, man. And I hope like, you know, the new generation and motherfuckers coming up, you know, I hope they getting taught that shit because now everything's on the internet. Now you can see, you know what I'm saying, your LLC and your S Corp and how shit's supposed to be organized and shit, you feel me? And, you know, it might be a little easier for them to navigate, you know what I'm saying, and avoid some of the puddles we stepped in type shit.
For sure. And I think when we were kids, it was cool to be a fuck up. It was
Yeah.
cool to follow that.
Right.
We're making it a trend that it's not. We're making it a trend that we gotta be bosses out here. We gotta be leaders. We gotta have some shit. We gotta take care of our families. We gotta put our moms take care of moms. We gotta
Yeah.
put our families in position. So I think that shit's coming to an end, little by little, with our example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we have a lot of influence over our culture. And these type of conversations will educate the next generation to not make the same mistakes. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big advocate for that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I wish when it comes to the internet and shit and voicing shit, like, you know what I'm saying, I think I could do better myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you gotta watch out too, because when you put shit out on the internet, you know, motherfuckers think you throwing jabs at them. You know what I'm saying? If I put up a post and say, don't buy that chain, don't buy that car, you know what I'm saying, put that as a down payment on something that's gonna be worth something, you know what I mean, like on a house and shit, motherfuckers gonna automatically think I'm out here talking shit about motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, is out there, you know, with chains and shit. But I did it all, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We got flooded shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We got shit out there that, you know what I'm saying? It's really just a trophy for us, dog, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
That's it, you know what I'm saying?
And after a while, when you get it, it's crazy because when you do get it, you get the big chains and you get all the Rolexes and shit.
Right.
After a while, it's like you don't even want to wear it. Like,
Bro,
on some real
I
shit.
ain't got my Rollie on.
I got my Invicta on right now. Like I got
Okay,
all my
yeah.
presidentials, all my shit's in the safe in the bank. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't even tripping. I got iced out chains, all that. Like
Yeah.
when you get it, sometimes it's like, who gives a fuck? You know,
Yeah.
like you make it and you don't realize how insignificant it really is to life. You know
Because
what
it's
I'm saying?
because the change is not even for you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's to go out there and be like, look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're out there like, look, check this out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, my shit like this fat, just fully flooded.
Yeah.
I can't wear that nowhere else, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only wearing that to music videos and to, you know, maybe club events or shows and shit like that.
Yeah.
Other than that shit just sitting up, just like you
Straight
said
up,
and shit,
straight
you know
up,
what I'm saying?
collecting dust in the motherfucking vault.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, we come from nothing, and when you come from nothing, you gotta pat yourself on the back for the hard
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So it's only what we see in the influence, like from the Master P's and the Pox and the Death Row chains and the medallions, right?
Right.
But like I keep resorting back to the conversations we're having. There will be a little homie out there that's like, you know what? I heard Young Drummer Boy on the podcast, and he's right. He might have a little dope sack he flipping. Instead of getting a chain, he might be like, shit, I might get a little hoopty for my baby's mom. You know?
Yeah.
He might change a little homie's life like that. Homie.
Man,
So,
I hope I can, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm
it's a dope
saying?
thing, homie.
Hey, but I never knock nobody's hustle, and whatever you do, man, your life's your life. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
And I wish nothing but the best for, you know what I'm saying, everybody around me. And even if I don't know you, man, you know what I'm saying? This is my experience and how I navigated it, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
That's all I have to give. You know what I'm saying? Even through my music. That's it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? This how we navigate type shit. You feel me?
Hell yeah. 2023, what you got on the pipeline as far as releases, music, singles? What's your vision for the rest of the year? What you got coming? What do the fans could expect?
Man, more music and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just dropped Me Against Them. It's doing great. It's doing amazing. Thank you to all the fans for that. You know, we just got back on the road. You know what I'm saying? So we going really touching bases with the fans, meeting the fans and shit, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker like me, I don't, you know, despite with the promoters, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck if you pay for a meet and greet or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type of motherfucker to just jump off the stage and start taking pictures and shit because, you know what I mean? I realize and, you know, these are the people that, you know, keep me right and shit, you feel me? So, you know, it's a lot of shit coming, man. You know what I mean? I know you see, you know, you know, I fuck with a lot of artists, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to Stupid Young, Rucci, you know what I'm saying? Draco, rest in peace. There's a lot of artists that I fuck with, man. And I never been that person was like, man, fuck that. Like, I don't want to work with nobody type shit. Like, I'm trying to really touch bases with a lot of different cats, man. And just to make dope music and shit, you feel me? Just to make something hard and shit, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know what I'm saying, we gotta keep putting out content and shit like that. But right now, it's in this point of my life, it's becoming more just about the music, you know what I'm saying, and not just chasing that bread, you know what I mean? And you know, I think it's like almost going back to the beginning and shit, you know what I mean? From when I first started making beats and started, you know what I'm saying, fucking with drum kits and you know what I mean, searching around for different sounds and shit, you know what I'm saying? I think it's back there with it, you know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to kind of experiment with music now, you know what I'm saying, and try different shit, you know what I'm saying? It's still that gangster shit, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, it just feels different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Taking it back to what you love, like when you fall back in love with it.
Right,
of the work.
right.
I can relate to that shit.
Cause you could definitely you could lose yourself when it comes to the business side and, you know, having to release shit and you know what I mean, I've rushed through a few albums before and thank God them motherfuckers still hit, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that's how music's supposed to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to don't rush through this shit. Like really put your time and put yourself into it and shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't just put out product type shit, you feel me?
Nah, for sure.
You know, and I think I fell into that for like an album or two and shit.
We all do.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes we get caught up in you get tired from the road life. You might get burnt out from just recording too much.
Yeah.
And then it feels like the pressure, like you got to get another album out in a quarter or whatever it is. We've all been through it as artists, homie. Nobody's going to step to that fucking plate and hit a home run every single time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just part of the game. You're going to hit them singles. You're going to hit them fucking foul balls and strikeouts sometimes. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You got to take that. And it takes some learning, bro, and some getting used to.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you put out an album and you put out a video and you used to that shit hitting mills, like, you know what I'm saying, within months and shit, and this is taking kind of longer and shit, it's like, all right, that's how I look at it. Like, you know, that shit did what it did, but this shit's still hitting hundreds of thousands, even if it's hitting 50,000, you know what I'm saying? Just know that those 50,000 views still count, because those are still motherfuckers that are fucking with you, dog.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there was a moment in your life where 50,000 people never heard
They
of
were
it.
not even fucking. We're like, who the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
shit type shit, you know what I'm saying? So you got to take everything as a win and kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, learn how to kind of maneuver that, you know what I'm saying? But it could be a strike to your ego sometimes and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then you just bounce back from it, bro, you know what I'm saying? And you learn from that and you be happy with that, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like this last album that I released before this one, Game Coast, it was all smooth, man. I went away from, you know, basically just like gang banging and talking about fucking other motherfuckers' bitches all day and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I talked about me. I really enjoyed that album, dog. You know what I'm saying? Myself, I enjoyed that album. You know what I mean? And, you know, it didn't hit as hard as my other albums did, but it still hit hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm grateful for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But at first, you already know. You're like, man, this shit's, you know what I mean? Like, these numbers ain't going like they supposed to type shit. Yeah. But it's still a blessing, bro, because it's something that I loved and I put out there, and now it's out there forever.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's out there forever for everybody to listen to, and you know what I mean? Then you get those messages from people, and you know what I'm saying? I know sometimes, you know, it's hard to interact with, you know, everybody, but you get those messages from people talking about how certain songs and certain albums changed their life and helped them get past shit. And if you really dive deep into that, bro, that's wild, bro. Like being where me and you and, you know what I'm saying, other homies came from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we not even trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've never got on a track for the purpose of trying to help anybody get through anything, because I was just talking about what I had to get through. Yeah. You feel me? And when people hit you with those messages and shit, you know what I'm saying, it's, and give you that feedback of how it helped him get through some hard times, That's what you gotta do the music for. That shit right there.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like therapeutic.
Yeah.
It turns your therapy, struggle to pain to therapy to victory with this music shit. If
Right,
you know how
right.
to tap into those energies.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it all the way real, man. It's like after time, I'm just spitting, bro. I'm just in there and I'm making music, dog. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I've never made a song like about depression, you know what I'm saying? I just might have said, you know, this is what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? I had those times of depressions. I had those times of anxiety. I just said that during the song. And those 2 lines, those 3 little lines connect with somebody that's going through depression and anxiety and that shit. Wow. And that's what they gravitate to. They get that and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know, they ain't alone in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even motherfuckers like us that look like we got it all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got the bitches, you know what I'm saying? We got the homies, we got, you know what I'm saying? We still go through the same shit. It ain't nothing different.
We all humans at the end of the day.
Yeah, oh God.
Real shit. We all go through the same struggles, if not more, just because it's intensified and the pressure's on us, you know?
Yeah, hella, man.
You highlighted that you work with some artists from the West Coast, cross cultures. What was your experience like with Draco? Rest in peace. I knew the homie myself personally.
Right.
He was a good homie of mine. I want to hear your guys' connection, how you guys connected, how the process of the music went. Like lay that down.
Man, he's a cool ass motherfucker, bro. Rest
yeah.
in peace, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you meet artists like Draco, you expect them to have this super ego, right?
Yeah.
From what you hear on his songs.
Hell yeah.
But with my experience, bro, he was nothing like that. That motherfucker was just a chill ass dude, bro.
Cool as
like,
fuck.
Cool, man. You know what I mean? You sit there, have a regular conversation with him and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was put in contact with him through the homies from Mob G and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mob G up there. You know what I mean? And we just connected the dots and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was when he first got out, type. And you know, I just, you know, we got in the studio together and fucking, you know, he came down. And he came down, bro. It was I thought he was gonna come in with a posse and shit. He just came. Yeah, he had probably like a driver or something in the car, but he was in the studio with us for like 2-3 hours, bro, just by himself, chilling, doing what he does and
Hell
shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that song came out of it and shit, and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm glad I was able to connect with him and you know what I mean? And make something that was gonna last forever and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
No matter what and shit, you know what I mean? But yeah.
It's crazy how someone could go away, because my experience with him was a little bit different. I met him before he popped. I met him in the right after he was fucking with YG and Mustard.
All right.
And right before he went to jail the first time.
Right.
So he had did 3 times or 2 terms or whatever, but he was asking for help. I was helping him do videos. I actually had all the login information to his YouTube, all that shit, helping him out, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we had different type of combos. Like he was asking me how to get shit popping, type shit like that.
Right.
So when he got out and he blew up, it was just fucking crazy to see the difference, you know what I'm saying, of where the conversation was before. Let me try to help you out with that.
Just type this shit up. Are you good? Damn, so I didn't know that, bro. That's history right there.
Yeah. Is that good right there?
I'll try to get that shit tight.
Is that good?
Shit, yeah. I mean, it's good for me. I don't know.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the shit.
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah, we were working. I pulled up to his shit over there, same thing. I rolled up solo to a spot out there by the airport. And yeah, he was just doing this thing solo too. So we did a lot of shit, but my point of bringing that up is everybody knows his demise and the way he went out.
Right.
It was an unfortunate thing for the West Coast, for the culture as a whole, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that shit was fucked up. But my whole point is this. This is the reason why we had these conversations. And this is why I appreciate that you pulled up on me in such a short notice today. Beefs and the type of shit that people carry grudges in the game is very common. And I think that it's something that's been too long and too integrated in our culture, and I'm using this platform to help break shit like that. And little did I know, because honestly, when I started this podcast, the homie right here could attest, we didn't have that vision. We just wanted to showcase and highlight talent in our community and in our culture. And so far, it's been a few beefs squashed. And I bring that up because it has been unaired yet, and I brought it to your attention. We had the homie King Lil G on the show.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys have a history. It's obviously in the culture. It's burned into the whole integrated in this culture now, right?
Right.
He reached out and he said, I played the clip for you, right?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
So he said that he wanted to reach out and he was hoping you'd reach back out to him. And he tried to build that bridge. So I feel that these type of conversations are important. And the reason why I bring up the Draco shit is because obviously that's the worst case scenario.
Right.
People don't have, they can't get their shit together.
Yeah.
But we're at a ground level with this. We're all men, we all have families, right? So that's why I reached out to you and I was like, drummer. This is what happened on the show. The homie King Lil G reached out.
Right.
And I could tell by the way you responded, you were like, really, like you were taken aback. It wasn't something that we're used to seeing. I wasn't expecting it, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to speak on that, homie. Like I played you the clip, and what's your view on that? If you want to speak on whatever you feel comfortable speaking on as far as that.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you know what I'm saying, like, I commend Naomi for doing, you know what I'm saying, going ahead and speaking out. We did some great shit, you know what I'm saying, for Mexican rap, dog. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, I haven't really been able to, like, to speak on it before on any other podcasts and shit like that. I've done many interviews and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, we were some of the pioneers when it came to changing the sound, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Finding different finding the different sounds for this Mexican shit, you know what I'm saying? For the newer generation, you know what I mean? And, we talking about 40, 50, 60, millions of views, dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? We really did kick it off and shit, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes, it's when it came to that type of shit, I can never take that back. You know what I'm saying? Being on the stages that we've hit together and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? All the shit that we did together, that's something that, you know what I'm saying? I can never just be like, you know what I mean? Take that for granted, bro, because that shit, you know what I'm saying? That was hard work. That was a lot of shit that we did together, you feel me? And being able to, seeing him talk about shit like that and talk about the shit that we did together and shit, you know what I mean? I think, you know what I mean, that's big of him and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I commend him for that. You know, I've never been one to speak bad about him and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And, the shit that me and him, you know what I mean, had going, you know what I'm saying, I think could have been way bigger, you feel me, than what happened, you know what I'm saying? We went our own separate ways and shit, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing, I did my thing and shit. I think that was important to happen because, you know what I'm saying, I needed to find myself as well and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, I needed to take, go in my lane and then figure out what I had to figure out, you know what I'm saying? To, you know what I mean, take care of everybody around me and to take care of myself, my mental state, everything, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, I'll tell you what, man, you know what I'm saying, like, a lot of fans asked for this shit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fans, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of his fans are my fans, a lot of my fans are his fans, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of fans asked for it, man, and, everybody want to know, you know what I'm saying, about King Lil G and Young Drummer and shit, you know what I mean? And shit, I mean, I anything he was saying, man, you know what I mean, I agree with it and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's no bad blood there whatsoever and shit, and you know what I mean? Who knows, man, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, motherfucker, the fans will actually get what they want there, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? There might be some new shit coming out, Young Drummer, you know what I mean, type shit, with the homie and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Only time will tell and shit, you know what I'm saying? But, I got to give him his props and I got to salute him, you know what I mean, for doing what he did and also giving me a platform as well, you know what I'm saying, and us being able to do what we did and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, that's kind of like what it is right there and shit, you know?
Hey, that's spoken like a gentleman, homie, and I salute you for having that openness, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's, your guys' relationship is private, and the fact that he reached out in a public setting,
right,
shows that there's love there. And I think that shows also an example for the culture again. That we need to get past these issues. We need to do that.
Right.
So the fact that you accepted it publicly, homie, I
Hell
salute
yeah.
you. And I don't wear hats right now, but shit,
Yeah,
I
that's
take off
right.
my cat to you. You feel me?
Hell yeah,
And yeah, homie, two bosses getting together, two young kings, homie, representing for the culture is what we need. He spoke on getting a lot of people together so we could do a festival. He mentioned you. He mentioned Snow the Product. He mentioned D-Baby from Texas. He mentioned a lot of cats. So
They ain't ready for that, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The vision the homie had, and when I
Yeah.
sat here and chopped it up with him, I'm like, okay, this is the type of shit that it's gonna take for all of us to get that recognition. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
we need to stand together. These type of moments is what, unfortunately, people want to see more drama than positivity in our
Right,
community.
right.
And we have the power to change that as leaders. We could make that a thing of the past and make that a truck move, homie. That's PC shit. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
now we standing like this. This is the new way. This is the way we get our money. This is the way we represent it as a culture. And if you ain't doing it like this, you get smashed out the motherfucking way. You feel me?
Right.
Like it's time to make way. Like you don't belong in this motherfucker. type
Yeah,
shit.
nah, that's real, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know, I think there's a lot of great things we could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Collectively,
Yeah.
that ain't been done.
Yeah.
And we know this, bro. We've been, you know what I'm saying? You've been in this game longer than me. You got more knowledge than I do. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, and I was able to soak up a lot of knowledge and shit. And you know what I'm saying? We know what's going on.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? It's in your face and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
And,
yeah.
you know, if motherfuckers do get together and shit and do their shit, bro, it's an unstoppable force and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? You sell out. You sell out by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I sell out by myself. Lil G sells out by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers is selling out. You know, the Roxy, the Novu and shit.
Straight up.
We all do something big together, bro. We'll fuck around and just hit stadiums and just fucking knock
It's a
that
wrap.
motherfucker out.
He's like, if 10 of us get together, we filling that bitch up 20,000 easily.
Right.
And I believe that, homie, because
Right.
we could all bring in our piece of the pie and really get that. And that's life changing, homie, and that's better than changing people's lives with burying a homie over this music shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Oh,
Because
God.
two motherfuckers couldn't get along. I'm speaking on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of my beefs ended up in bloodshed in this rap game.
Right.
And I think that was a misfortunate thing instead of standing with people and getting bread together. So now I'm thankful to be a part of this new movement that we're creating.
Yeah.
And proud to be one of the leaders of it. And now you are too. And we stand here and we change the culture. And we're doing it the right way. And still
yeah.
keeping our morals the same. Still keeping that shit gangster like
Keeping
we
it
always
gangster,
have.
hell yeah.
But how we supposed to, homie. Grind
Yeah.
together, stand together, and represent this flag all the way together. You know what I'm saying? The way
Yes,
that we're
sir.
supposed to, because at the end of the day, we're all under the same program.
Yeah.
We got to represent this shit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So hell yeah, salute to both of you guys, and I'm looking forward to that because I know, and I'm gonna manifest this shit right here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be the first one that gets the preview because I know I'm gonna be like, hey, you helped put this shit together, homie. So I'm gonna be bumping that shit loud as fucking proud, homie,
Oh,
when that
God.
shit comes.
Yeah,
homie.
nah,
Hell
real talk, real
shit.
talk.
So I want to switch gears, homie. Young drummer boy, the businessman, the
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You
Yeah.
already spoke on investing for your family, changing your future.
Mm-hmm.
Let's speak about High Forever, the brand. How did that change your life? How did you learn hands-on sales, stuff like that? That's a lot of work. Merchandising and what you do is a lot of work. Let's speak
Right.
on that a little bit.
High Forever, the brand. It was actually the name of my first mixtape.
Yeah.
It's called High Forever and shit. That motherfucker still top streaming on my shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like that's the core.
The one that changed everything.
Yeah, that's the core fan base right there, man. And when it came to the brand, man, a lot of people don't notice. I don't know if this shit's moving or not. If I'm tripping.
shit's tripping, huh?
Yeah, I'm.
Hey, Craig, let's take a pause. Hey, this shit's like loose or something right now. Craig, you wanna help us? My homeboy got his grip is sponsored by Gorilla Glue. Yeah, that shit's like breaking, Craig.
Yeah, I think I might have moved it. That was probably me. It's usually me though.
Nah, you good. It's like loose. You feel it? Yeah, it's the bottom one. That's what it is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I could pause this shit.
Nah, you good.
I will get to showing my mic's fucked up. Keep it real.
Nah, I think I moved it a little bit, and then that shit came off with the cloth. But he's right though. It is the bottom one is the one that made it happen.
Hell yeah. All right, where we at? We were talking about the
So look,
brand.
man, this is how the brand changed shit, dog. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So around the time, you know what I'm saying, music wasn't really bringing in what it's supposed to, right?
Yeah.
because we was still, you know what I'm saying, we was still new at it and shit, you feel me? And there's a story that not many people know, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this could you know, this is just what transpired in my life, right? So I had this vision, right? But when I had this vision, it was around the time where I was living in Motel 6, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was there with my baby mama and my son and shit, you know what I'm saying? Then we was starting to run out of money, so I had to go stay at my brother's house type shit, you feel me? So now we in the living room at my other brother Jesse's pad, right? So, bro, it was a moment of disparity and clarity, and I don't know how that works together, bro, but it does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I took my last $125 and I made 24 shirts, bro. 24 shirts with that 125, right?
Wow.
And by the end of that year, we made about $78,000 in sales, bro.
Wow. From 120
From $125, bro.
Wow.
That's on P's, bro. That's a real story right there, man. You know what I mean? And it was just a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you have to be in those dark spots. You know what I'm saying? Even though nobody likes them, you know what I mean? Nobody likes to talk about them. But those dark spots is like the seed for, you know what I'm saying, developing something so great. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, that's how it shit started though.
Wow. That. Would you say that was a moment where you were getting close to giving up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's always a moment where people are getting ready to give up as artists or in life as business.
Right.
Where they really hit that transition. And if they stick to it, that shit really pops. It's like the story of the dude that was digging for fucking oil in Texas. I forget the dude's name. And then he sells his land 20 years, invested millions of dollars into the cranes and all that shit.
Right.
Sold his shit for hella cheap. And then the next dude's like, move that shit 20 feet over, boom, hit that shit.
Damn.
You know? Like sometimes you just got to stick to it and not give up, you know?
Yeah, man. That's
a beautiful
important.
thing. Yeah, absolutely. Now you got a worldwide brand. Now you're known worldwide. You got streams all over the world, millions of views.
Right.
Young Drummer Boy has changed for the culture, made a big impact out here.
Oh man.
You've changed the face of your city. You represent that. You hold a lot of weight in this game to where you got the #1 streaming artist in the whole West Coast right now that's hollering. You were the #1 person he wanted to reach out to. So obviously you're making waves as Young Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
You're changing history for your people. You're changing history for what you represent. You're changing history for what I represent.
Right.
And I salute you, homie, and I congratulate you.
Oh man,
for it. You know what I'm
thank you, man. I take that humbly, bro, because you know what I'm saying, I'm still in this grind.
Yeah.
I'm still in the grind, bro, and motherfuckers paved the way. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like you paved the way, and people before you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? All that shit's humbling to me, bro. You know what I mean? And I'll forever be grateful for, you know what I'm saying, every opportunity I was given and any bit of help that I was, you know, that I received and shit. You feel me? Because it takes a lot, dog. It takes a lot. You feel me?
Hell yeah, it never stops, like you said, homie.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we highlight that for the upcoming generations, so they know that people just see the music videos, they see
Right.
the lolos, they see the lifestyle, the chains, the all the shit that glamorizes it.
Yeah.
But they don't see the behind the scenes shit that you spoke on today. That's
Yeah.
some real shit, you know, the mental shit, the depression, the moments where you want to give up. The last $120 where you don't know if you want to spend that on some food or some shirts that could change your life. And some people will never take that chance to spend it on the shirts.
Yeah.
They might have go get a sack or a fucking couple
Yeah.
40s, you know what I'm saying? And I know homies like that. So the fact that you stuck through it and the fact that you're sitting in this chair right now shows me that it was destiny for your life, homie. And,
Yeah.
and you have something more to offer than I think that you even realize at this moment of your life. So I salute you for that. When it comes to your favorite rappers in the game, not favorite, I would like to ask this question because everybody got favorites, right?
Right.
I would like to know the top 5 most influential artists in your life as far as who inspired you to produce, rap, just your top 5, homie.
Rappers and producers.
Dead or alive.
It'll be Alchemist. It'll be Alchemist definitely fucking.
You gonna put him at number 1 or 5?
This is in no order, right? You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
Cause I fuck with Kendrick Lamar right now, man. Kendrick Lamar is doing some crazy shit for the game.
Hell
You know what I'm saying? J-Rock, you know what I mean? Shit. Fuck, bro. It's so much, dog. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Damn, off the top, who produced for Wu-Tang? What's his name? RZA.
Yeah, that's RZA.
RZA for sure, bro. He actually, I bought when I had some money, one of the beat machines that I really started taking everywhere, bro. Big ass MV8000, and that's what he used to use. He used to use the MV88 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was real sample based and shit.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I like fucking with a lot of samples and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And rest in peace, Mac Miller has some good music, man. I mean, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You gotta understand when you producing and shit, like, you know what I mean, you're listening to all types of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of different shit produced. I mean, it's for different people and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I was always into, you know what I'm saying, like the sounds and shit, you know what I'm saying, and how they would flip it, how they would use certain samples and shit, you feel me, like that. So it's like, you know, it wasn't all, well, obviously, you know what I mean, it wasn't all Mac 10 and it wasn't all sugar free and shit, you know what I'm saying? Those certain songs put you in certain moods and shit. Certain artists can put you, you know what I mean, make you feel how you want to feel that moment and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
But those are some of the ones that had to be like on top for me and shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember getting like, Sick Jack and shit, you know what I'm saying? And listening to that whole tape, you know what I mean? And being inspired, you know what I mean? Listening to them and shit, you feel me? Fuck, bro. Just a lot of different shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope as fuck, homie.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
You influenced by hip hop, gangster shit, the whole night?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So, yeah, but I definitely have to say that, though. I mean, you know, like, right now when I listen to Kendrick Lamar shit, it puts me in a different space, bro. Just listening to the music and listening to how he's changing up his rap patterns and shit like that, and manipulating his voice and shit like that. It's just dope, bro. So
Hell
hard.
yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
And you just go through like either one, you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't feeling either one, just say neither one, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But just to get
Wait, this like a yes or no type?
yeah, type of shit.
All right.
But just a quick, like, so we can get a mental state of where your mind's at with this shit.
All right.
De La Hoya or Chavez?
Chavez.
All day, right?
Yeah.
Bone Thugs or Migos?
Bone Thugs.
Okay.
That's on me. That's okay.
Okay. Little Rob, King Lil G.
Shit. King Lil G. Yeah.
All right.
We talking
That's
about
only
tape.
fair.
Yeah.
That's only fair.
Wait, but what's that question though? That
Just
random.
just random. Just
Just
the name.
off sound alone. Just off sound
Just
music.
like that.
All right.
Just like that.
Okay.
Okay. Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Sega. That was my first shit.
Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Fuck. That's a hard one.
That's
dog.
the one, right?
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I'll say, damn. Street Fighter.
Indica or Sativa?
Indica,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. Winter or summer?
Winner.
Hell yeah. I fucks with you on that. I like coming out in the hoodies and the big jackets
the
and
hoodie
shit
and all
like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
God.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Sometimes
saying?
this California shit be getting too hot too.
Yeah, no, oh, God.
Hell yeah. Impalas or Regals?
I'll say Impalas.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you go MPC 2000 or a motherfucking FL Studio?
MPC.
That's
the top.
That's the way we gotta end this shit. Man. You guys heard it here
top.
first, man. That's
Yeah.
some real shit from the homie Young Drummer Boy.
Hell yeah.
Hey homie, I salute you, homie. The whole coast is proud of you.
Hell
The
yeah,
culture stands up tall when we hear your music, homie. You're one of the people that's out here representing this. I told the homie King Lil G, we all kings out here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sir.
salute you as another king.
Hell
We
yeah.
all out here getting this paper, taking care of our families, and like I said, homie, knowing and seeing your rise from knowing Young Drummer Boy, the youngster, from Happy Town Pomona to
Yeah.
who you are now worldwide, Young Drummer Boy, the motherfucking artist around the world where people know and want to be like. I salute you, homie.
Hell yeah, man.
And
Thank
much
you,
love
dog.
to you and everything you're doing, and we're looking forward to more projects from you. We're looking forward to more videos, everything that you got to contribute to the game.
Yes, sir, man. Man,
Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate you having me on this shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I mean, me myself coming from humble beginnings, you know what I mean, I'm happy and I'm proud of everything that you done, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, brother.
You know what I mean? Definitely salute you and shit. You feel me?
Hell
so,
yeah.
you know what I mean? We in there and shit. They
Hell
might just hear you know what I mean? Young drumming, Mr. Criminal on some shit.
It has to get done. You already know. Hey, before we get up out of here, is there anything you want to send the fans, a message to anybody? Anything you want to let it be known before we end this out?
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? If you ever supported me, even if you just like one of my songs, man, thank you. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That's dope. Well, shit, before I get up out of here, I got to keep it true to myself. I support everybody's beliefs, but I'm going to say a quick little prayer for everybody supporting and the way that we do this.
Let's do that.
Let's go. Father God, I come to you tonight to thank you for our blessings this week. I thank you for letting everybody be in blessed health and good support and good energy. Shout out to King Lil G and Drummer Boy for ending their whatever that they had and making it public known that they're going to rock together. Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for the success. Thank you for every single fan that tapped in. I ask for blessings to each and every one of you guys. Much love. And that's it, homie. That's how we do it. God bless everybody. It's Crime Family Entertainment. You heard it here first. Young Drummer Boy, the motherfucking West Coast legend, homie. Salute. And we out, baby.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
And I'm supporting the Crime Family Network podcast.